All right, hello again. It is March 16th. It is Sunday. Sorry, I completely didn't do anything yesterday because I got home from work and was tired. So, welcome back to a different day. So, this week, going over our list, socially, I think is kind of the biggest area. Where it started, I did my rock climbing class on Thursday. It was a good time. I got to meet it was a mom and her son, and the three of us just kind of went through class. We learned about, through our instructor, the other courses you could take. You can become certified in like belaying. You can learn how to do like the climbing belay, all these different things. So I think I want to take those other ones as well to go along, just because both times it was a lot easier this time. Like going up, there's a couple times where I had to go first, and I felt calmer this time than I did last time, and I did feel more confident coming down off of the wall, like jumping. So yeah, I hope to keep making that kind of a part of my fun part, or my hobbies. My other hobby that I did have planned for March, I haven't done yet. Still planning on buying the class, but I may have to move it to next month and just pick a different like creative hobby for this month that is a little bit easier to like approach. The other social thing that was special this week was at my job. I guess this would be part of the more social thing and not financial or anything, or occupational. I guess it will kind of lead into that. But one of the girls I started with was talking about how her new preceptor in our department is, I guess, making her feel uncomfortable. And as she was talking, it just made me think of when I started last year. I graduated in December of 2024 or 2023 and started working straight in January. And it was great because it was like the dream job that I wanted. And it was so good. Like the first like couple weeks of orientation, I had one person who precepted me, and she was great, and we got along, and she was like, I think you're ready to go on to the next level. And I did, and my preceptor there, we weren't getting, I wouldn't say get along. It just was hard for me. I didn't feel like I was comfortable like giving feedback back to her. Instead, I was finding out what I was doing wrong through the manager, because they would have conversations about me. So I left that job, found a new job, kind of was on the gauntlet of all these different places. When I started filming, you actually saw me in between the different like areas. And I think I started I was in between jobs at the time where I started doing this. So her bringing all of that up just made me think of the thoughts that I had back when I was having issues. So being able to help her, and her, like bringing up the concerns with her preceptor, who, I guess, I don't know. I don't really know the situation. I know that she went higher, and there's a whole new scenario happening now. So I think that's awesome. So that's the biggest social stuff. Occupational wise, work is great. I really love my preceptor. She's been amazing. And yeah, been learning a lot. I guess I'll talk more when I hit some of those other areas. Physical wise, mostly the rock climbing, but some other fun things because of, I guess, just wanting to be more active, and I keep saying, oh, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do more. When the weather was nice, I did my weekly like 5K walk. I did that twice last week. And then no, it was this week, was it? Or the week before, something. And then last weekend, because I told you that I would follow the podcast, and the guy on it did the weekly 5K and then weekend 10K. I did a 10K walk last Sunday, and it was awesome. I felt like crap afterwards, but I also felt really accomplished because I did it. So I would do it this week. It's cold. I know it's not a great excuse, but that's my excuse. So it's cold this weekend. even though I am doing my lifting instead, my daily lifts that I usually do, or that or should be on my like routine list. Environmental wise, it's been cold. That's really about it. There's no other things other than, going to that rock climbing gym. Intellectual wise, I guess this is where I've been kind of all over the place. So there's something that's coming up that I'll talk about when I get it's more concrete. But when it comes to my work, I'm like doing different like modules based on that, just because I want to be able to, be more educated whenever I start working. For school, my degrees that I have and that I completed last year, especially the ones that I completed it last summer and last fall, I want to go and like branch higher, go into the terminal degrees of those. So working on that kind of, we're working on the thought of it because I'm also still in school at ASU. I'm contemplating how I'm going to be able to do it, because the terminal degrees are going to be helpful for kind of the short-term stuff and my like career at this point. But I know the ASU stuff is going to be what helps me for the career that I want to eventually build up to be what I retire from, what I build on. So I'm really kind of figuring out what I'm doing with that. It's really just been the last couple days, but just kind of working through that mentally. And then Monday, hopefully, because I've put out like requests to the school, or to the different schools actually, about what I can do moving forward. That's kind of been it based on that. Like other educational stuff, I haven't actually been in class. My excuse me, I'm having a really hard time. I always have a hard time with words, but for some reason I'm like really stuttery today. Tomorrow, Monday, is when session B starts for ASU. So I have 3 classes that open up. Kind of plan on dropping one and moving a class that I have for summer into my current 3. So we'll figure out what happens, I guess, in the next couple weeks based on that. Financial wise, I got paid this week for my newest job and it's been great. Emotional wise, have just been, I don't know, been kind of coasting, all the same. I haven't really had updates for emotional. They just kind of come and go. Recently, it's been fine. Spiritual wise, it's been the same there. I think it overwhelmed me seeing that, like, oh, my Bible studies that I have that have been piling up and piling up and piling up, I just haven't done them. I saw how many piled up, and I think it just overwhelmed me to the point where I'm like, I can't get myself to do it. But I know that's what I have to do to be able to actually do it. If I have to say, quote unquote, in a crude way, pop the seal, I have to do that. Because if I don't, the days are just piling up more and it's going to be worse. That's it. That's the update for this week. Next week, working. Yeah, I don't have anything else planned. Just work. I think I'll try to find. Ooh, I was supposed to volunteer this week. I had to cancel mine. My shift on Thursday for the museum, but I want to make those up this week. So that's really the only thing that I can think of that's outside of just kind of my other like normal other stuff. But yeah, it's another week.